We get a lot of compliments about the outside of the house. He took us around to other homes that he had built here in our development and in the Meadow Vista area. And from that, and from talking to the owners of those houses, we came away with a very good feeling that Mike was the guy we wanted to build a house.
I really enjoyed the design process. I was intimidating at first, and I had absolutely no experience with that sort of thing. So I sort of had to decide for myself, where am I going to start? Do I start with the floors? Do I start with the wall color? Do I start with the cabinets? So I decided to start with the floors. And once I found the floor that I wanted, everything else kind of fell into place. And then the next big step was finding the countertops and the cabinets. And I really liked the way those came together. I just love the color scheme and the softness of it. Those are probably my favorite parts. I love the amount of room that the house has. It's open and airy, and but still has a sense of coziness to it.
So the budget process, just like the design process, was something totally new to us. We had an idea of what it might cost, what we were willing to spend or able to spend. And then we just worked through step by step with Mike and his team, and eventually settled on around a number. A little bit into our build, Mike brought in some project management software called Builder's Trend. It just opened our eyes to what we could expect and all the information that we needed.
One of the things that Mike was great about was keeping the budget process up to date. We always knew exactly where we stood. And he was very good about documenting the change orders. He didn't let things get away from him financially. And at the end, that was great. We didn't have too much reconciliation to do. So we felt really good about the budget process. It's probably one of the best parts of the build for us. And he was very good about finding details that we wouldn't have even known to look for. And for instance, when they poured the slab, there was a dip in the kitchen area. Now, to our unexperienced eyes, everything looked perfectly fine, and Mike said, no, it's absolutely not perfectly fine, and they ended up digging up that whole section of the slab to level it properly. And we never would have known if he hadn't told us. And he said, you might have noticed later in the construction process that things weren't quite lining up, or that they had to shim the cabinets a lot more than they should have, but he absolutely no question, he had it all dug up and fixed it. And so that really gives you confidence when something like that happens, that he's willing to fix something that we might not have noticed.
So when it came to who actually does the work for Mike, start with Ben Brown. He was phenomenal. We'd heard it by reputation. He was an exceptional framer. And we watched him throughout the whole build process, and there was no detail too small, nothing he couldn't do. And he always worked very reasonably, and he was the foreman for the project. So we saw Ben a lot.
Yeah, we did.
But take it down to the subcontractor levels, and virtually every sub that Mike brought in was among the best that we could expect. They all spoke very highly of Mike, and that resonated well with us too. They liked working for him. We knew we were getting quality workmanship. And it was just a great partnership.
Yeah, and we knew that Mike had a team he could rely on. He wasn't always scrambling around looking for the next contractor. You could always talk to Mike. He was always available as well. You never had to chase him down. Even though he was very busy at the time, you always felt like yours was the only house that he was building. It was a lot of fun seeing the finished product and seeing your design, ideas and concepts come to life. That was probably the most fun, and having it work out to be as nice looking as you thought it was going to be. So we've been very pleased at the way we've been in the house 2 years and 8 months now, and it's so few things have gone wrong. I mean, just little tiny things, and most of them were just adjustment things that didn't quite get set right when it was constructed, and it just took a little tweak to fix it. So we've just been very, very pleased. Everything has held up just wonderfully. Everything from the plumbing to the tile work to the walls to, the windows opening and closing, everything. It's just wonderful.
He's been absolutely phenomenal at following up with warranty issues. And even when there aren't warranty issues, if it's not right, he will come in and make it right.
I think one of the things that I liked best about Mike was his integrity. You just always knew that he was going to do the right thing. I just can't say enough good things about Mike.